So for our last individual pricing model here, it's percentage of project cost. A lot of designers opt for this because it's commission based. And usually what they do is they combine it with another way of payment, because also you can't make sure that you'll always have like a high commission or you have enough earnings. Of course, you will learn as you go. And commissions, they're still a thing, even if you don't base your entire pricing on it, but it's a way to price your project if you are buying things in huge quantities or you're making sure that you're purchasing all of the goods. It's best for large scale projects with substantial budget where the designer's involvement influences the overall cost. Let's talk about the pros and cons. It aligns the designer's fee with the overall project investment and encourages efficiency and cost effectiveness in the design choices. Cons: clients may perceive this as a conflict of interest, thinking the designer might inflate costs unpredictable if project scope changes. If you decide to take this route, then it's very important that you are very transparent and aware that this might be a concern for the client, because why would you buy a bed for like 2,000 when you can buy a bed for 20,000 because you're able to earn that much money? We will have our designer, our client discussing, because that's also a concern of Kaylin. So Kaylin is now thinking about redecorating her home and she's curious about pricing. She was saying to Rosemary, I heard you work on a commission basis. Could you explain how that works, please? Our designer, Rosemary, would say, of course, in a commission-based model, I earn a percentage of the total cost of furniture, fixtures, and finishes. I select and purchase on your behalf for the project. For example, if I source a piece of furniture for your home at a trade price for $1,000, my commission would be percentage of that cost, which is typically around 20%. So you would pay $1,200 for that item. Here's the concern that we were talking about earlier. Doesn't that mean that you could just choose the most expensive item to increase your commission? You have addressed this from the beginning, because when you label these things or you address people's fears from the beginning, then it's easier for you to reach to an agreement faster. Our designer would say that's a common concern, but my priority is to find the best pieces that match your style, because she's not only working for the project or that money, but she's working for the portfolio. That's a good addition to have. The benefit of this model is that it allows me to access the trade discounts. Very important point. Not available to the public, often offsetting the commission cost. Plus, my reputation hinges on your satisfaction, not on selling the most expensive items. So she addressed that they're working within a budget, so she has that in mind. That's why she can go ahead and buy the $20,000 bed instead of the $2,001. And also she said that she has trade discounts, which is true for a lot of the designers. A little tip for you here, if you don't know, if you go to any of the furniture shops, you can ask them if they have a designer or trades program where you can get like some sort of a discount. And that means you have like an extra income on the side that you can either give to the client or keep it for yourself, depending on the situation. So Kaylin here would say, how do you ensure transparency with this pricing model? And Rosemary would say, transparency is key. For every item I suggest, I provide detailed information, including the retail price, my trade price, and the commission. So she has everything right exposed on paper. And honestly, it's a good lesson to learn anyway, because I feel like a lot of us don't understand anything about the commission base anyway. So sometimes we tend to hide it in the beginning. As the time goes by, we learn that the best practices is to be as transparent as possible. This way you can see exactly what you're paying for. I also discuss purchases with you in advance to ensure they meet your approval. Another thing that Kaylin might add is that what if I find an item myself and I want to include it in the design? Here, Rosemary is answering that the commission does not apply, but I would argue it would apply if she is doing the purchasing. But if she's not doing the purchasing, if it's a Kaylin's thing and she's choosing a piece of accessory in agreement of the design with Kaylin, then that's fine. This has to have some sort of a limitation, because the client might take advantage of this. So Kaylin would say, this sounds fair. I appreciate your openness. Let's start planning my home's redecoration. Caitlin has very deep pockets, I can tell you, because she's been wearing many different hats. She owns a hotel and all of that, which is so cool.